So the blend I want to speak to you about this week is Aromatouch, which is obviously what this entire series and collection is named after. This blend is called the massage blend. So it's very, very deeply relaxing to the body. It's made with peppermint, basil, grapefruit, lavender, so just deeply, deeply soothing. I love this one for its nervous system support and support for my adrenal glands. Over the last couple of years, I've really deep dove into regulation of my own nervous system and educating others around this. So it may not be obvious to you that you have dysregulation in the nervous system because it can show up in other ways. Why it happens is we may have grown up in homes where we didn't feel safe for whatever reason, and that doesn't necessarily mean there was anything external happening that was making us feel safe. You may not have been, being physically harmed or anything like that, but that doesn't always necessarily mean there was safety there. There may not have been emotional safety. It may not have felt safe for you to express yourself as you were, to be yourself, to manage your own moods, all of these things. So it can leave us in this state of dysregulation. And what's happening is there's no actual external crisis happening, so there's nowhere for that energy to go, so it just stays within our system, and it can create like massive amounts of anxiousness in our system, can create stomach problems because those emotions are not being processed. People can go through either like having loss of appetite, having problems with their digestion, then having problems with skin or anything like that associated with it. And it all feels like we're very intolerant to stress, like we're very, very highly reactive. Certain things can be really, really triggers for us. And the more, I suppose, that we've had that trauma, the lower our threshold for that response is, even though it doesn't seem like it. We're constantly on high alert, watching for what may or may not be in our environment, like a constant radar scanner for threat. And what we're trying to do with this oil and with this sequence is to regulate and calm our nervous systems. It knows that things are okay now, that there's no lying in the room, there's no unsafety happening with us, that we're letting ourselves know that here now in this present moment we are safe. So I love to use this oil along with breath work, because in our breath we are in the moment. When we breathe, we are also breathing into expansion. So when we're stressed, when we're anxious, we're very tight in the body, extremely wound up. And when we breathe deeply, we're allowing expansion to happen. When we breathe shallow, we're breathing up here into our lungs, and we're not breathing down into the belly where our vagus nerve runs. That's that rest and digest nerve, that soothing that we want for our body. So during the day, a tip for yourself is just to take several deep breaths anytime that you can kind of consciously think to yourself. If this is quite a problem for you, anxiousness is something you suffer with, you might want to set a little alarm on your phone throughout the day as just a simple breath break. It can be really, really helpful to regulate yourself. And when you're talking about calming the nervous system, you're talking about long inhales and slow exhales. That is a cycle of breath that you're moving through. There are lots and lots of types of breath work for processing of drama and processing of trauma. But in order for you to come to a calm state, it has to be that deep belly breath that actually helps to regulate you. I love lots of different types of breath work and I use it regularly. But if you're looking to actually calm and rewire and regulate your nervous system, this is what it requires in terms of breath work. There are lots and lots of things that I share that help with this in terms of how to use your oil. So for this one, I apply it over the adrenals, so they're located just on your lower back. And you can apply those diluted several times throughout the day, depending on the level of nervous system stress that you are in currently. Using your oils applied over the heart, breathing them in, all of these things to let your nervous system know that there's no threat happening, that you are safe. And sometimes it helps to place your hand on your solar plexus, so just over the belly button, and remind your inner child that you are now safe, that you are the wise adult and you've creating trust within yourself, within your nervous system. So there's not this always running series of panic that's happening with you. Let me know if you've used this oil and if you like it. I love this one massaged as well to my temples. If I'm feeling stressed or feeling agitated, it really helps to kind of clear my head and bring me back into a little bit more of a calmer and balanced state. So let me know if you've used it, if you like it, and if it's one that you have in your collection.